For Panthers Fans Only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual, not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
Like, we haven't been sitting here for the last 5 minutes. Two things that she didn't know.
Cap.
Okay. Yeah. One time for the one time, man. One time for the day ones. One time for Haley, just because she hates this song now because we played it so much.
No, it's because you'll play it 3 times in a fucking row.
Well, after a win, for sure. This is just
but we didn't win.
I know, but this is just for my niggas. This is the last episode of the season, Haley. Damn, can we play the victory song and get that feeling one more time? Hey, chat, I'm sorry, man. What up? Welcome to FPFO. What's happening? Like I said, one time for the one time for the real. She doing all of that, man. Like you know, just deep breath, damn it, breath. Set it for an hour. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing amazing. Great, actually.
Yeah. Fully recovered from the loss last week?
Yes. I mean, not fully. Oh, damn. Did you see this? We made the best celebrations Instagram shit.
FPFO did? Let me see.
Somebody just sent it to me. I don't know if they tagged it.
They always do that shit.
But somebody noticed it.
That's hard, though. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, shout out to our fucking content manager, man. Shout out Dylan, bro. Dylan, what's popping? What's happening, man? How everybody feeling? I know last week was tough. I know we were disappointed to see it end. Nevertheless, God woke us up, and we're here yet again for another beautiful Tuesday morning. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's viewing all across the fucking world. Absolutely love y'all. If y'all are unfamiliar with the show, this is For Panthers Fans Only. Make sure to tap in with us on social media at For Panthers Fans Only, on Instagram and TikTok at FPFO_podcast on X, and go over to our website to purchase and support the pod, purchase some merch, www.forpanthersfansonly.com. I'm your host, JJ.
I'm your co-host, Terrence. I just got us right.
You got us right?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect. First and foremost, like I said, shout out to y'all for being here. This is our last episode of the season. Round of applause, if you don't mind, Haley, for that. It's been a long year. We started to pick back up, I want to say, the first week of April or maybe the last week of March of last year, 2025. So it's definitely been a grind. But happy to be here. Happy that the show was extended for an additional week because the Carolina Panthers made the playoffs, something we haven't had the luxury or liberty to say for the last 3 or 4 years as we've been doing this podcast together. So feels great. It feels great. Feels as though there's a lot for us to build off of. Today we are going to go through our FPFO annual award ceremony. And then we're going to talk about a couple of different things that we want to see this offseason, couple of conversation pieces as we wrap up here. And, yeah, just excited to be here, thankful to be here. It's been another very, very successful season. The amount of growth we've seen, the community growth, the merchandise like that being implemented now, the Carolina Panthers making the playoff. This season was just an outstanding season. So just happy with the results that we've gained and garnered over this past year, and excited for the future. So welcome to the show. All of that being said, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. Feel good. Definitely huge success, team success. Haven't made the playoffs in how long? 8 years.
Yep.
First one we hosted in a decade. So great success from the team in that standpoint. Went out with a bang, put on a show, put everybody on notice, so that's great as well. Also, big success from FPFO as well, like JJ said. Definitely excited that I got to meet all of the new fans, even interact again with old faces and things like that. Happy we were able to push some merchandise out to y'all. Great product, and thank you guys for supporting. Continuing to tune in and week out, continuing to show love, whether that's on a live stream, whether that's in, full production, whether that's outside at games, even just copping our shirts, and then just wearing them, showing support that way, showing support on X, YouTube, whatever it may be. Thank you guys for sticking it out with us this season, and super excited that we're able to bring y'all great content. So thank you for the support. And definitely happy to continue to build off of that going into next season as well.
Most definitely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Haley.
No phones next season.
No phones next season?
You just played music.
Well, Haley.
While I was speaking, right?
Yeah,
well, it was a
fucking
fucking accident. I turned the volume all the way down.
Maybe you shouldn't be scrolling.
I was trying to fucking repost the best celebrations post that we just so happened to get blessed with. My apologies if you felt disrespected. Do you want the product to continue to be top tier? Yes or no? So
well, the product's not top tier if you're playing irrelevant ass noises.
Touche. You're right. What can I even say about that? What can I say about that? Hey, excuse me. I apologize for trying to fucking continue to grow all of our fucking platforms while you were speaking when I had a brief second to do so. My apologies if you felt disrespected in any regard. You just make sure that motherfucker there keeps running so we don't have to stop and do what we had to do.
And thank you for chiming in on my behalf, Haley.
Yeah, no problem.
It. Yeah, what the fuck is new? I mean, whatever.
And we haven't stopped, so.
Perfect. Great. That's been a blessing this season as well. We've gained your services.
Yeah.
It's tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous.
Great.
Maybe that may be the segue. I actually wish I should have told him to come on the show today, actually, to end it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say this because as time has gone on, obviously, Tavian has not been involved with the podcast. People have asked, and we haven't addressed it. So, I mean, to end this season off, I think that it's appropriate for us to address it. Tavian is no longer going to be a part of FPFO. We've decided that it's just best that we go separate ways. He has other things going on. Like I told somebody in the comments maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, creating at this clip continuously for 9-10 months at a time is extremely, extremely difficult. And when you're not, when you're not signed, when you don't got a deal or whatever the case may be, there's a lot that goes behind this. It may not seem like it, but there's a lot that goes behind this thing that we continue to do week in and week out. And sometimes it's not a rewarding game. And it's a lot of demand, and it's a lot of there are a lot of things that must be done, and there are a lot of roles that have to be played. And when you're not seeing, the immediate success, at times that can be discouraging. There's been times where I've been discouraged by it. I'm sure the same is true for you. We could, talk to anybody that's ever been a part of FPFO, whatever the case may be. It does get discouraging at times. And again, for me personally, Tavian being my brother, it would be insensitive for me personally to continue to put more on his plate when I know that he has other things going on, other things that he wants to accomplish in his personal life, when FPFO isn't necessarily, doing what we wanted to do from a financial standpoint or just from a growth rate or whatever the case may be. So with that being said, Tavian is no longer going to be a part of FPFO, but definitely appreciate everything that he offered, everything that he brought to the table, everything that he brought to the team for his time here. I think that we created some legendary moments. He was a part of our biggest growth spike. So forever indebted to him for everything that he offered to the show. But yeah, so I just wanted to go ahead and say that as we wrap this season off, so there wasn't any more confusion, because, the questions and the comments have gotten louder. And so I wanted to make sure that I did my part in telling you guys kind of, what was going on, just being straightforward with you guys about that situation. So that's that on that. And yeah, I don't think that there's anything else, any other housekeeping things that I should acknowledge or address right now. I think that we should just get into the show. So here we go. Again, this is our annual award show. Actually, let's start here. Before we even get to awards, let's go here. We talked about Ejiro Evero. So let's kind of pick back up from where we left off last week with that conversation in particular. Terrence, after a week, right? After a week, we know what happened last Saturday night. We know that it was, just a debacle of a performance from Ejiro Evero. After a week, you're right. Definitely an understatement. After some time has passed, do you feel more comfortable heading into next season with Xavier Legette as your defensive coordinator?
I'm always going to still take this stance as far as, like, us hearing, the extension and the contract talks and things like that. The fact that was done, some people are saying in the offseason. Some people are saying, like, in the season. We don't really know, I don't think, right?
We don't. It hasn't been specified.
Yeah, it hasn't been specified as of yet. And I'm still taking the same stance that I think the Panthers should have did their due diligence in a full search. Like,
Sure.
or just, like, even entertaining the idea, because when a season comes to an end, or just like a season in totality, you should always do your due diligence and figuring out ways to improve the team, to improve the organization. And, the coaches are going to do that from a player standpoint. The front office is going to do that from a coaching standpoint. Dave Tepper is going to do that from, his standpoint, as he already did with firing some people and things like that. And I just feel like that same approach, we were robbed of that process by giving him an extension so early on. But I mean, I think with more talent, like, definitely things can improve as far as from the defensive standpoint. I would just be remiss to think that based on, because they watch, like, they hear things. We bully Dave Canales into doing a sneak play. So it's like they hear things, and so I'm sure EJ hears the same noise. So I will be remiss that he wouldn't change at least something up. Like, something has to change going into next season, schematically, or with some of the play callings and with some of his ideology of how the defense should be ran. Like, I think just as any person, like, to do the same thing over and over and get the same results is a level of insanity. So it's just no way that he continues to operate in that way. And like I said, like, there are things that he does good, and this scheme has worked in the past for him. So there are some things that are good with it. There are some things that are good with this play calling. But, like, we came to the conclusion that there needs to be more talent, and then coupled with that, there needs to be more play calling to play to your talent strengths. And so I just believe as a person and as a coach, he should have that ability to adapt. And it's not really anything that we can do about it now if you already gave him the extension. And so it's like we just got.
I mean, you can eat the contract. You can eat whatever money you have on that deal. You can eat that.
Well, he hasn't. The season is already over, so there's nothing else that he can do or can't do that would be like, oh, we're gonna fire him now after we already gave him the extension.
That's very strange to me. I need more details on that situation, bro, because if that was done in the offseason, that is very, 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 very strange to me.
Yeah, and that's been my whole thing is like, we can acknowledge, like, everybody can acknowledge that, you know, Derrick Brown was injured, that there was, like, a lot of injuries that we had last season, a lot of people that we were just rolling out, and to where, like, he didn't have a fair shake at it, but you still got to take into account that was the worst defense in NFL history by
1,000%.
statistically. So I think just based off of that, like, that alone should be like, I'm going to hold off on an extension for now. Like, I'm not.
Let me see what you do next year when we bring more talent in.
Exactly. I'm not going to say, hey, EJ, your job is in jeopardy. Like, you're done. Be prepared to be gone after next season. It's like, no, I'm going to hold off now on an extension. See what you do this year with more talent, because we understand you didn't have that talent last year, and then go from there.
I agree.
And so I just didn't like the way that they worked that. But, I mean, nonetheless, we move. So even with the talent he had last year, still the 14th ranked defense in the league. So there was improvement there. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like I said, I want to hold off just to see, because that to me is very, 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 very puzzling. Because with the reports that I've seen, it seems as though he received this extension during the offseason of the 2025-2026 season. And if that is the case, I would have just loved to have been a fly on the wall to hear how those negotiations and how those conversations went after you produced the worst defense in NFL history. I don't know how in any world that comes to, oh, you deserve an extension. That is very, very puzzling to me. It really is. But, again, y'all know my stance on EJ. I believe if he has more talent, that he has the ability to produce a top 10 to 12 defense, because I've seen him do it with Denver. Same thing could be, said for the past season that we said as it pertains to the Carolina Panthers, top 14 in points per game. So it's definitely one of those situations in which we're just going to have to see. I know a lot of us, I would say 95% of the fan base has a terrible taste in their mouth from the product that we saw specifically on the last drive against Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams to close our season out. And trust me, to a certain degree, I fall under that umbrella. But when I look at the grand scheme of things, when I just look at everything in totality, this defense was top 14. And I think that a lot of the challenges that the Carolina Panthers faced this season did not stem from the defensive side of the ball, because I have maintained this stance that your defense kept you in a lot of ball games that you should have been totally out of. I still wholeheartedly believe that. I think that a lot of the challenges that we saw this year were from the offensive standpoint, and that shows when you have a defense that was top 14 and your offense was number 27 overall in points per game and bottom third and bottom half in a lot of different situations and categories. And that is not what we were promised this year. That is not what the expectation was when you draft a wide receiver in back-to-back years, when you go get multiple weapons to bolster up the roster around Bryce Young. None of us could have expected this offense to be number 27 overall if we're just looking at the grand scheme of things. So I think as we continue to grow, as Dave Canales and Bryce Young continue to grow their relationship and that trust, I think this team is capable of multiple things, one of which being a Super Bowl contender.
Now, do you think that the offense was graded that way statistically based on more of a talent standpoint? Obviously, some talent plays into that.
Sure.
More so of a talent standpoint, or more so of coaching / everybody being on the same page /
both,
just having a good direct. But which one more so than the other?
Because
I think the easy answer is both.
Sure. It's a very tough and loaded question, bro, because Jalen Coker was on IR to start the year, right? Xavier Legette was our wide receiver 2. And unfortunately, he didn't take the step forward that we all believed he would, right? Like, when you can't produce a 600-yard season as a second-year wide receiver and you were drafted in the first round, we have to start having uncomfortable conversations, right? So when you look at the talent from there, it's just like, okay. But then you drafted the number 8 overall. You drafted a wide receiver, a player in which we all believe will be Offensive Rookie of the Year. You had Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. Now, both of them dealt with injuries sporadically throughout the year. I believe Chuba went on IR. Or no, Chuba was out, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, he was out a few weeks.
He was out a few weeks. Rico Dowdle, we know he was banged up after that Green Bay game. But then you look at the tight end room, and it's just like, but there was absolutely nothing there at all.
JT gets hurt.
JT gets hurt. Tommy,
he was hurt.
Tommy was at the beginning of the year. He was hurt for some time. Mitchell Evans is he's just a more traditional tight end, in my opinion.
Just a guy.
Yeah, I'm not going to say just a guy, but sure, as it pertains to from NFL standards, yeah, just a guy. And then you just look at the amount of offensive line units that we had to roll out. There was never any consistency there. So I would say, honestly, with all of that being said, now I know Dave Canales has his flaws. I know that from an ideological standpoint, there are some things that I totally disagree with him on. I do not like the fact that he tends to be more reactive than proactive, and sometimes that reactive nature carries all the way through the end of the game, and then you have to make the adjustment during the off week. So all of that being said, I'm going to say talent. I think that we definitely need more talent on the offensive side of the ball for sure. But my true answer, again, is both. But if you're making me pick one, then I'm going to say definitely talent. It's definitely a talent thing. And hopefully that changes this offseason. But there's a lack of talent on both sides of the football. And we'll dive into that. Well, I mean, let's just go to that now, actually. As we have that conversation, because we both acknowledge that there's a lack of talent on both sides of the football. We both acknowledge that there are position groups that have to improve significantly. Give me your top 3 position groups that you want addressed this offseason. And when I say addressed, I mean how they addressed edge rushers this past offseason with drafting 2, acquiring Pat Jones. Like, that's what I mean when I say address, like balls to the wall, top 3 groups that you want to see improve this year. This offseason.
Linebackers, 1.
I agree. That's my number 1 as well.
I also think even though you address the pass rushers, quote unquote, you still need somebody else. Like, you still need a bona fide number 1 pure pass rusher, because it's a problem when guys aren't getting double teamed and can't win. Like, you have to be able to win one-on-one in this league. Or you're just not going to have it. If you can't win one-on-one in this league at any position, I mean, you're not going to be in this league for very long.
Facts.
So I think that to take this team over the top, it needs to be linebackers, needs to be pass rush, and I would say tight end.
Okay. I'm going to say linebackers. My list is actually damn near similar. It's damn near identical, actually. Linebackers, edge rushers, but instead of tight ends, I'm going to say wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can go either or with that, but I think that with T-Mac, the season he had, with Jalen Coker, the potential that we see that he has and him being a number 2, I think you can find a solid number 3 receiver, like somewhere that doesn't have to be like a necessarily highly talented guy or someone that's just going to necessarily jump off the stat sheet. But I think that if you can get a really good tight end, then that will also factor into taking care of the receivers as well. If you have another pass catcher on the field, because a lot of people don't take into account, like, when you have a rookie quarterback, or not a rookie quarterback, but when you have a young quarterback, like, usually a tight end serves as their best friend. Like, that's their check down. But most of the time, that's going to the running backs. And I think that if you give Bryce an additional weapon that, pure pass catcher, he can throw the ball to, trust in any situation, like what Adam Thielen served for him when he was here, but in that tight end area, then that'll also put the offense over the top because as you can see, like you have Caleb Williams throwing to a Colston Loveland. Like when Tucker Kraft was healthy, you have Jordan Love throwing to him. If you just look around the league, like you see a lot of the quarterbacks utilizing their tight end, and I just don't think that we have a tight end who's able to service that purpose.
With that being said, would you be upset if the Carolina Panthers drafted a tight end in the first 2 rounds?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you be upset if they drafted the tight end in the first round? And I know that we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves because we haven't really done our due diligence in the draft process, but
I think it would depend on who's up there because I think that you go for a linebacker like Sonny Styles.
Sure, that's a name that I've actually continuously heard pop up.
Like, I think if you can get someone like him, then I would go and get him. But I've also seen us taking the tight end from Oregon. Obviously, I will get a chance to, watch Oregon here soon, but I haven't, watched a lot of Oregon football, so I don't really know, how good he is. Like, I've seen some of his highlights, but haven't, sat down and fully analyzed the game from him. So, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that, if there's a really good linebacker coming out that's going to be top caliber, then I would like to go see you do that. But if not, and, this tight end that they're speaking of, if he's really, really like a Tyler Warren type,
sure,
something like that, then I wouldn't be mad at that.
Sure. Okay. Understood. Couple of other topics that we can dive into real quick, and then we'll dive into our awards. Did Bryce Young, in your opinion, do enough to deserve an extension or to earn an extension from the Carolina Panthers this season? I'm personally still at a point in which I say no. If you want me to give you my answer first, I believe that he deserves his fifth-year option picked up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I think, because we just talked about the talent, the lack of talent on the offensive side of the football. So I believe that it takes another offseason for you to add all of those pieces back, bolster out that offensive line a little bit more, bring the depth pieces back that you're going to bring back, give them a couple of additional weapons. I believe year 4 for Bryce Young is a make-or-break year.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think he definitely deserved his 5th-year option, but not necessarily an extension as of right now. And the reason I definitely say he deserved his 5th-year option because there's not a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of this draft, if we're being honest, and not in a position that you're going to be able to get one that you're going to be able to afford to not pick up his 5th-year option and let him hit free agency. So, yeah, I think that with more talent, another year in the system, I think that he – like we always say that he has flashes. I mean, and he goes up against the best of the best and is able to compete against them.
Game in and game out, really.
Game in.
We've seen it the last 2 years.
Exactly. The only thing is he has to limit his turnovers. And that's a thing that can be worked on. But he posted a career high in almost everything this year. So obviously there's improvement there. And you've seen that there's a lot more improvement when you have a receiver like a T-Mac who's a bona fide number 1 receiver. When Jalen Coker got back and you have a number 2 receiver who's a bona fide number 2 receiver, when he has those things around, when you have a running game with the first couple of, those games where Rico Dowdle went crazy and Chuba came back and provided, some production as well. Like when you have a solid running game that you can rely on, then you see that takes a lot of pressure off for him as well. And then just getting the offensive line healthy, he can play in this league. There's no doubt about that. I know there were times where we had questions about that. Bryce Young can be a starting quarterback in this league. I think he has that ability, and I think he's shown that. But when it starts coming to talk about extensions, you got to realize how much money these quarterbacks are making. I
think there's a significant difference in what you said and earning an extension. He 1,000% can be a starter in this league. I think when you talk about extensions, you have to ask yourself, can you win a Super Bowl with this guy?
Yeah.
That's when the conversation gets a little more complicated in my opinion, because for me personally, right now, I do not know. I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with Bryce Young right now. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, and my other thing is at this point, there's nobody out there for you to get that I don't think will be better than Bryce Young.
Agreed.
I agree. Because, if you think about it, at that point, you would have to blow the whole shit up again. And y'all remember where the fuck we were at when that happened.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
I personally can't handle that
and
from a
based
mental health
on
standpoint.
what we did this season, you made the playoffs. You lost by 3 points against one of the best teams in the league who could potentially go on and win the Super Bowl. Like, I think that they're one of the best teams in the playoffs currently. So when you take all of that into account, it's like you need a few more pieces, and I think that you will be there. And, I think that Bryce Young, he just needs another year. He needs another year, and I will be able to, we can talk extensions then, but definitely deserves the 5th year.
Understood. Last topic here, and then we'll dive into awards. What do the Carolina Panthers do with Xavier Legette?
I mean,
it's such murky water. Such murky water with that nigga.
Like, obviously, I don't think he's good. Like, everybody who watches, y'all know that. So it's not about me trying to figure out, do you keep him and give him a chance or whatever? But it's more like, what would be more beneficial for the Carolina Panthers? It's like we were saying last week, like, what trade value does he provide? So it's like, what can you really get, as far as putting him on the market, packaging him up in the deal, like, how much trade value does he actually have? And then it's like, are you going to have receivers come in to where it warrants him to being cut? Because if we're just going to look at, like, Bryson Tremaine or just like Jimmy Horn and, David Moore, obviously we haven't seen him play in a minute, but it's like, I don't think necessarily those guys are good enough to say, like, you cut Xavier Legette to create a roster spot for them and then whatever rookie you bring in. So it's tough. If it makes more sense to keep him on the roster, then I'm fine with it because, like, who's to say he can't get it together, which I don't think that it's very hard for me to see that. But I don't really know, honestly.
Yeah, that one is very sticky.
But I don't think he's good.
Well, we know that, Terrence. We know that you're probably his biggest hater in life.
I just don't want people to get what my comments were. I don't want those comments to crowd like me thinking that he's good. 'Cause I don't think so.
You don't want it to be any confusion, bro.
Yes, I don't
want to make sure that niggas know you still hate the nigga.
Don't hate him, but I just don't think he's a good wide receiver in the NFL as of right now.
That's fair. Yeah, I damn near don't know if there's any talent that you can bring in that would immediately, with the pick that you have the 19th overall pick in the NFL draft coming up this year. I don't know if there's anything that you can really just get and bring in and just say, oh yeah, Xavier Legette, you're cut. Like, and I don't know if the Carolina Panthers are going to be wanting to spend the money that is going to take to bring in maybe a top end free agent. And obviously, we'll talk about that a little bit more, obviously, when we come back from break and when that free agency window opens up a little bit more. But I just don't know, bro. I just don't know. And everybody knows that I've been one of the largest Xavier Legette truthers that there are. But it doesn't look good, bro. It doesn't look good when you're a first round pick and an undrafted free agent in your same class comes in and takes your job. It does not look good.
Because we basically done tried them in every
capacity.
Yeah, because tried you as the number one, couldn't get it done there. Tried you as the number two, couldn't get it done there. Tried you as the number three, you
ended the season with one catch for 8 yards.
Yeah, so it's like, where do we go from here? You provide no return value, so like no return game value. So it's like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said last week, bro. That's why I kept saying last week, like, hey, it might just be curtains for this nigga, bro. It real life might be over. Hey, Xavier Legette, bro. Hey, I'm rocking, man. But unfortunately, I've just prided myself on being honest, and that's just what FPFO is. Nigga, it might be a wrap. You might be on the way to Montreal. And typically when niggas go there, it's a wrap. So just stack your cho. Don't do extra shit. Matter of fact, if you want to take this off season and just do the same exact thing that you did last year, that might be more beneficial for you because you're gonna need all of that cachet, all of that additional cho from marketing, etc. You're going to need it all because shit is getting very murky right now for you as it pertains to that Carolina Panthers roster. It is. I'm just being honest. All right, let's get into our awards a little bit. Let's see where we want to start. Let's start with the best free agent acquisition from the Panthers. Free agent of the year. Who is your nominee, or who is your award winner? Not even nominee.
If I'm trying to think about all of the free agents, but I mean,
Roseboom, Turk.
Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Trayvon Merry.
I think we're gonna agree on that.
Yeah,
I think that he was one of those ones that I was kind of skeptical about at first.
Yeah, you called him an ankle muncher.
Oh yeah, that's what his film showed me, but he quickly proved me wrong. I mean, actually, I'll take this time. Trayvon Merry, I apologize. I was 1,000% wrong. I will purchase your jersey next year. So there's that.
Yes, I mean, I think he led safeties, maybe even just defensive.
I think all
back.
Panthers in TFLs.
Or I'm just talking about in the league in sacks as a
safety. Whole?
Yeah, as in the safety position. People will have to fact check me on that, but I think that was something that I seen.
Yeah. I don't have any I can't combat that at all. 1,000% Trayvon Merry. No question. Oh, here's a fun one. Buyer's Remorse Award. The worst free agent. Oh, let me start this off. Turk bitch-ass Wharton. Or I shouldn't say it that way, should I? It's too much. We've done such a great job this season with not calling people out of their names. Turk Wharton, Buyer's Remorse. Yes, he's fucking dog shit. He's ass Turk Wharton. Just the worst waste of $15.5, $16 million that I've ever seen from an organization in the history of the NFL that I've been alive. Outside of Jamarcus Russell, this is probably the worst shit that I've ever seen in my life. The nigga had 14 tackles total on the fucking year. I mean, just god awful. He had a stretch of 5 or 6 games towards the end of the year where he got no burn because he tripped over a teammate in practice and fucked his hamstring off. Just the ultimate buyer's remorse. That's
I would have to agree just based on the amount of money that we paid him and as little of production that he provided. And it's sad to see because I was championing him for Turk Wharton, especially after what I seen in the Super Bowl. I thought he was one of them ones because he was the only one making plays.
I did too.
So it's just so disappointing to see that his season ended up like this. But,
Yeah, he might. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what we can do. We package him and Xavier Legette up and see what we can get on the trade market. And if it's nothing, send both of the motherfuckers to Mars. It's very simple. Hit up Elon. Tell them niggas, hey, we want to do a social experiment for social media. And what we need you to do is just so happen to let the rover or whatever they're traveling in get fucking lost. And leave both of them motherfuckers up there. And just hope that's too far.
Yeah, that's
too far.
Yeah, that's crazy. Bro.
As NFL players, not as men. I don't know them niggas as men. But as NFL players, if that's what happened, I would not be mad at it at all. Turk Wharton is fucking awful. And Xavier Legette, they're the same type player to me, just on opposite sides of the football. Just bullshit. Let me see. This is another one, the lemon of the year. The worst player who gets the most too much play, Turk Wharton. I'm giving him lemon of the year too, so we won't even. I'm not even gonna spend much time on that unless you have somebody else. Yeah. Xavier Legette is a fucking
I was gonna say the only reason that I didn't is because they did start decreasing his snap count.
Sure.
Once they started realizing, but yeah, he's definitely a nominee for that runner up.
Sure. Rising Rook, a rookie who outplayed their draft value the most.
Nick Scorton for sure.
You think so?
I think so. It's between Nick Scorton and Lathan Ransom because I think that Lathan Ransom played better than where he was drafted at, and he had to get thrown into that role a lot earlier than expected. But I just think Nick Scorton, he's just going to be good in this league for a very long time. He was also one of the ones who had to get thrown in that role a lot earlier because the injuries to Pat Jones and DJ Wanham, and I think he stepped on the field and he succeeded. He made his impact known very, very early.
Agreed. Yeah, I would say definitely one of those two. I think if we were doing the reverse and saying who didn't play to the potential or to the standard that you expect from where they got drafted, I'm going to nominate Trevor Etienne. But that's not the award.
Over Princely?
Damn.
Because Trevor Etienne, I mean.
At least he was returning the bitch.
Yeah, but he.
Yeah, he's ass too.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
But it's like we kind of expected what Trevor Etienne did. Like
That's
that would have been more so expected, but not Princely, because I thought that Princely was a better raw prospect than Nick Scoring.
Sure.
Because I thought that he was just a pure pass rusher. Watched this tape very, very closely at Ole Miss. He played alongside of Walter Nolan, and so I was just thinking you have Derek Brown, Walter Nolan, big impact up front as well, and I just thought that he would be able to win just based off of that, and
he just simply did.
Yeah, it just was bad.
Sure. But actually, you're right. I take it back. I take my answer back. Yeah, Princely, round of applause for you. But what you want to do is go to the media and talk. No.
So you don't be listening.
Yeah, no. That's why there's no phones next year. Don't worry. There's no phones next season. That's why. Yeah, Princely wants to go to. Actually,
yeah.
I'm not doing it again this week, bro. He got enough last week. I'm not going to do it again this week. Best overall unit this season. Who are you nominating, or who's your award winner for that?
I'm probably gonna say. The reason I'm not gonna say O-line is just because I think that there was just too many injuries there. But I mean, they were able to band together and have a solid season. I just don't know if they were the best. I think that if I had to go best unit, just based on talent and just what they did as a collective, I'm gonna say DBs.
Most definitely.
With Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn.
Most definitely. And now even if we want to say secondary.
Yeah.
Because I'll throw Trey in there, and I'll throw even as unpopular as it is, I'll throw Nick Scott in there too. And Ransom. I mean, I think that they had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
I think that there's no doubt about it that you want to upgrade Nick Scott's position. You want to get better than Nick Scott for sure this offseason. However, if you have to invest additional monies elsewhere and you have to roll Nick Scott out again, I'm personally okay with
it.
It
could be done.
Yes,
if you
1,000%.
upgrade linebacker and you upgrade your edge rushers, you would take some pressure off of Nick Scott.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. No, it's 1,000%.
Well, it's just
he played well
this
year,
he have
bro.
the ability to,
Yes, he does, bro. He does.
Okay.
You have to give him credit. You look at his body of work over the year, it was kind of tough for him over the summer just because he just seemed like a jerk off. But as he continued to play, he had a good year.
Sure.
He had a good year. I mean, he beat out Damani.
Yeah, that's not saying much.
Touche.
You were the one that were gassing Damani.
Well, he was like that to me. And then they cut him, and then they brought him back on the practice squad, and he's going to return with the team. So, shout out Damani. Let's see. Where are we at? So, we just went unit. Oh, this is actually a fun one. Let's throw this one in, since we're, kind of right in the middle. Best, and I'm going to add a caveat to this. Because, to me, it would just be cheating if we said the playoff game. But for you personally, your best game day experience this year. Think long and hard.
Best game day experience.
Can't say playoffs. Because playoffs is such a fucking cheat code. I mean, we literally were tailgating with them, Cam, Luke, TD, Ron Riot, all of that shit. And then the energy was just fucking pure electricity. So
best game day experience.
Fuck you too. I mean, you want me to go first, bro? I'm gonna go first, bro, because it was just hella dead.
I'm gonna say I got it. I'm gonna say Cardinals. I'm gonna say Cardinals.
Yes. That was that one night. Oh, that was a fucking movie.
Yeah, we're with Dez and Cody. Shout out Dez and Cody. Arizona was it was fun. It was fun to say the least.
Arizona.
Because Vegas, we went to Vegas, and then we
mid experience in Vegas.
Yeah, very mid experience in Vegas. Honestly, more so than it was the previous year. Yes. But then when we got to Arizona, I mean, oh my God. So yes, I'm gonna.
Niggas fucked the whole. It felt like niggas fucked the whole city up with $150.
Yeah,
no cap.
Yeah.
No cap, nigga. I'm not gonna lie. It was a movie.
Yeah, everything that I made in Vegas, I spent it all in Arizona.
Yeah. But it was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it. That was probably, I would say, probably the time that I was probably the most intoxicated this year. This season, I believe that it was in Phoenix. I'm trying to think. I mean, I can't really remember. I actually, that Tampa Bay home game.
Yeah, I was trying to say, I don't know why you're forgetting about that.
That Tampa Bay home game, I was kind of off my rocker a bit.
Yeah, more than a bit. You was doing.
Oh, that's how you were for the playoff game. So it was like
I don't even know if I was that fucked up, bro.
Oh, you were.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, bro. What did I do that alluded to me just being plastered?
Let's just see. It is late, so let's just see if we can get our brother Yak to answer the phone. There's a possibility that we can't. But if we can, I'll just tell him, please just give me a scale from a scale of 1 to 5, how drunk you think Terrence was. He's 1,000% going to say a 4 or above. No question. But he's not going to answer. This is why you can't really deal with fucking married people because, like...
Well, he's watching the game. I know he is.
He 1,000%.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Yeah, I'm calling him again. I'm not going that way. I'm not going that way because he 1,000% is watching the game. Oh, I immediately start talking shit. Who is that?
Who was what?
Actually, never mind. It's the old prescription, so I dead ass don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, you were drunk as hell. Okay. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool. Well, I'll wear it, I guess.
So you said what was your answer? I'm sorry.
Arizona.
Okay, that's fair. Mine is between Atlanta and Tampa Bay. The first Tampa Bay game, the home Tampa Bay game, because I mean, that shit was just a vibe. It was my mom and sister's first NFL game. We did a VIP tailgate experience. I was literally fucking faded off my ass. Like, the stakes of that game was like, if you lose, you're pretty much done in the playoff hunt. It was a lot. So I'm going to say Tampa Bay or Atlanta because Atlanta, I was fucking in the bowels of the stadium walking around with the ski on, looking niggas in their eyes as they suffer in defeat walking out of the locker room. And niggas had to see JJ. First, imagine that. AJ Terrell with his hoe walking to his whip, and that's what he has to see. Big-ass JJ with a big-ass Panthers jersey on with a fucking ski mask on after Bryce just put dick in him. Oh, yeah. So those two are top for me, for sure. Most definitely. That was a fun one. I like that. Good job, Dylan. Dylan made this episode for whatever it's worth.
Shout out Dylan.
Shout out Dylan, bro. Shout out Dylan.
Can I talk about my worst experience?
Oh, I already know.
Yes, most definitely.
Jacksonville.
I think that was all of our worst. Sure. Yeah, that was all of our worst experiences.
I was just telling somebody about that the other day.
Yak.
Yeah, we was telling Yak about that. How you got fucked off and almost died.
Yeah, how you were like literally about to croak.
Yeah, literally. Like I didn't even know if I was going to make it down the steps to go to the bathroom and try to save myself.
And you ended up on the floor?
Yeah. I had to sit on the floor for the rest of the game. And I remember someone told me to go get in the pool, and I got so fucking pissed because I didn't know there was a pool.
You wouldn't have been able to get up there anyway.
I was like, what is that going to help me right now? But
she didn't have any clothes to get in the fucking pool with.
People were in their, like, full-on outfits in there. So and honestly, at that point, I would have done it. Like, I was already drenching myself in the bathroom anyways to stay alive.
What were you, were you just pouring water on yourself?
Yes. Like, it looked like I literally just took a shower. My hair was soaking wet. My whole outfit was wet.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You were down bad as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would like my jersey.
And do you know what she said, bro? Like, I'm gonna just tell you, like, just how fucking. Do you know what she told me? The reason, because Ra had been trying to get her to fucking leave the game. She said the reason why she didn't want to leave the game is so she could continue to record for our reel for them.
What?
Yeah, but then when I say J.C. Horn should be on the field with a concussion, because I tell him to die about it, it's because I know the links that will go. She was about to fucking croak in the stadium, and she was worried about the content.
For what it's worth, I didn't record that much content.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't even remember her damn near us to record content.
No, she wasn't. She was just getting game footage at that point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was, they sat totally different
Yeah.
from us. And then we ended up together, I think, in the little, like, during the lightning delay for the second time. We ended up in the little bar area.
Took a little nap.
That was a vibe.
Yeah.
That was a vibe. And the underground shit they have, too, is hard as fuck.
Yeah. I like
That
shit.
now, that is dope. Like, but in a stadium like that, you need that with that kind of heat. And
because that shit on the outside is just
it's ass.
It's literally
Jacksonville
torture.
Stadium is shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that,
Horrible.
too. That's why they're building a new one, and they need it. They 1,000%.
The only
need
thing they cling on to is that dirty ass pool at the top. But other than that shit is horrible.
it. And I told her, or you couldn't catch me dead in that motherfucker.
At that point, I was fighting for my life. I would have done anything.
You probably needed it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably needed it. I'm not.
If it wasn't for the heat, though, I would have been fine. Like, I didn't feel bad until I sat down.
You did too much the night before and then that day.
hard headed.
That day, I didn't drink that
Hard-headed.
much.
That
I
was
took
her
like
first-
a shot.
That was her first game day experience with us, and I told her, Haley, we just need to go to this fucking steakhouse, and we just need to go to the apartment and just fucking chill. But oh no, she wants to be Billy Badass, and she wants to go to the club and drink.
Yeah,
and do
honestly,
all of
you're
this.
the reason my fucking phone got fucked off.
It ain't my
She
fault
is.
it fell out of your fucking pocket.
Because if you would have never convinced us to go out, that would have never happened.
Well, what about this time whenever it fucked up? I wasn't even there.
I don't know.
That was totally on him.
Yeah.
That was totally on him.
How?
Bro, he was.
Bro,
I literally did nothing.
My favorite was at the Saints game when I tried to get him to take a selfie of us knowing his phone was fucked up.
She play with you?
Yeah. I
She
almost,
play with you like that?
Yeah, I almost called her everything, but oh my god. Yeah. Because
Wow,
I'm a joke.
you're a bitch to her.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, to be fair, you were kind of drunk, so you didn't really put two and two together until you were like, it doesn't work.
Playing with you because you were drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what that's who you are to her. That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
How words.
Yeah. All right, let's just wrap it up here. Like, we have 3 more awards to give out. I'm sorry that this episode. Where are we at right now? Oh, well, yeah. We need more time than that, Haley, unfortunately. So just be patient. Just bear with us, okay? Because these are the 3 most important awards. So just inhale, exhale.
And I guess you already see mine on there.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I do now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're smoking. Yeah, it has to be just for content purposes. There's no way. But nevertheless, we move. Defensive Player of the Year. It cannot be the MVP. It cannot be your MVP. Your DPOY cannot be your MVP.
This was a tough one. I struggled back and forth between Mike Jack and Derek Brown.
Well, I hope you came up on the right answer.
And I think I'm just going to go Derek Brown on this one.
Good man.
And the reason, because I think that by him coming back, it just changed life on that defense, honestly. Now, obviously, still wasn't the best defense in the league or anything like that, but we couldn't stop the run for shit last year. It just looked abysmal when he wasn't on the field. So I think he wreaked havoc. You've seen games where he had 10 tackles, like, as a defensive lineman. Like, that is
He
OD.
had 14 against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
In the must-win game.
And that is OD for a defensive tackle. Completely got snubbed from All-Pro. Like, they just continue to talking about it's going to piss me off. So I'm not even going to go there. But Derek Brown for sure. I say all that to say Derek Brown. This defensive unit would be nothing without Derek Brown. And I want everybody to know that.
I agree with everything that you just said. In totality.
I thought you were going to say Mike Jack.
No, because just a bit of foreshadowing. Unfortunately, we just have to have an honest conversation. Mike Jack was the fucking MVP of this team this year. He was. He was. No question about it. Mike Jack is my MVP. No question about it. He was by far the best player on the team, the most consistent player on the team. Nobody could fuck with him. It's very simple. But my DPOY is Derek Brown, so I won't go too far ahead. What was so funny about it? I don't know why the fuck you fell over laughing like this shit was a joke. It was a game.
It is. Get up.
I'm up,
Get up
and I'm
wipe
standing
your
10
damn
toes.
knees off.
Oh, it's not nothing about being on my knees, nigga. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. The nigga was better than J.C. Horn. He was better than Derek Brown. And offensively, I mean,
do you know what MVP means?
The most valuable fucking player to the team.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Mike Jack, you don't win that first Los Angeles Rams game. If it wasn't for Mike Jack,
not necessarily.
If it wasn't for yes, necessarily, because that offense was stagnant and stuck in mud. And then he had to cultivate points because that's just who the fuck he is.
So the offense didn't cultivate any points.
No, they did, but it wouldn't have even got started, and we wouldn't even have had no juice in the stadium if Mike Jack ain't turned the motherfucker up.
My MVP is Bryce Young. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that because most valuable.
Oh yeah, but I'm the one on my knees. A nigga that averaged 180 fucking yards.
Haley, just
How
don't.
the fuck can you say that whenever y'all literally go
Thank you,
back
Haley.
and forth every fucking week if
We
you even
do that.
like him or not?
Thank you,
Yeah, I mean,
Haley.
that-
Thank you so
I
much,
mean,
man.
Haley,
we were ready
that-
to send that nigga to Pluto 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, that happens with everybody though.
Not with Mike.
Yeah,
Not with Mike.
It just
because
cannot be somebody that you consistently talk
the
shit
weeks
about.
that we were talking about, Mike got fried by Jalen Waddle, got fried by Stephon Diggs, and I forgot who else.
And
Yeah,
I just
so
gotta go back and watch the film of that game because I just feel like you were putting a lot of that on his body.
Go back and watch.
I have to.
Go
Nigga. I
back
have
and
no
watch.
choice.
And most valuable player is a player that you can't win without. Like if you take that player off the team, then you're not winning any games. And we've seen that clear as day when you rolled out Andy Dalton and got beat 40-9. So I mean,
against Buffalo.
Yeah,
nigga.
but it
like,
doesn't.
let's just not act like it was just some scrub ass team. They're in the playoffs.
It doesn't matter. And Bryce Young beat the Los Angeles Rams with Matthew Stafford, MVP frontrunner, and just went toe-to-toe with him again in the fucking playoffs. So, yes, he's my MVP.
And what hold on, wait, 1 second. One second,
played
please.
Atlanta, let his fucking nuts drop on them. So, I mean,
What happened in the second Los Angeles Rams game, too?
what do you mean?
Another fucking Mike Jackson pick. So my whole thing is like, everything you're saying, nigga, cool.
Another Bryce Young touchdown, rushing,
one touchdown
passing,
to an interception.
An interception that you said, I'm just not even going to put that on his body. So, I mean, so what
That's
do you
just
say?
because I felt like you were going to slander me.
Yeah, so, that's my MVP. A player that you absolutely can't win without.
Chat, just know this nigga claims that I was on my knees, but then his MVP is Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
not
like,
crazy.
No, that's you sucking cock.
No,
It is. It is. I damn near would have rather you said Rico.
Like if you were to tell me like Mike Jack had the impact a Myles Garrett had or something like that, okay, I would.
Well, at times, Terrence.
Terrence. No.
Nigga, for me, when I'm watching them,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, we might got the second coming of Richard Sherman 2.0.
See, and then that's when you just take it too far, bro.
How is that too far? That's a fact.
No, it's not a fact.
Actually, the nigga might be fucking better than Richard Sherman.
Okay, all right.
He might be better than fucking Richard Sherman.
Let's
nigga.
move on, bro.
Mike Jackson's the MVP of this team because if you took him off the field, you would have had to fucking roll out Shaw Smith Wade. and we all know what the fuck would have happened if that was
And
the
if
case.
you took Bryce Young off the team, you would have had to roll out Andy Dalton, and we seen exactly what that would do to you. He got me one fantasy point and let this bitch ass nigga beat me in fantasy that week. So I mean, if that tells you anything,
that's why you hate it. That's really why you mad. That's really why you mad. But I will say this too to support my case. We never had to see what life was like without Mike Jackson. Because the nigga played every damn game of the year.
Blame that on Chandler Zavala, who stepped on Bryce Young not once but twice in one game.
Just a big sloppy, fucking unathletic fuck.
Yeah,
I can't stand that. Send him to Pluto. Get Chandler Zavala off my team immediately.
So I mean, if we're gonna talk about why Bryce missed games, then blame your offensive lineman, someone who will probably never have another starting job in the NFL as long as he has a career. So yeah, that's what we'll blame that on.
Okay. Fair enough. So Bryce Young MVP for you, Mike Jack MVP for me. Derek Brown, DPOY for both of us. Who's your offensive player of the year?
Tedoroa McMillan.
No conversation to be had.
You just don't have the season you have without him. And you know who was throwing on the ball? Never mind.
Wipe your fucking chin. Golly, bro. Like, God Christ.
So never mind. We won't even go there.
Offensive player of the year is definitely T-Mac.
Yes, for sure.
And if he doesn't win offensive rookie of the year,
it's rigged. And they're gambling.
Yeah. That's one way to say it. I was going to communicate a felony, but but I think that I did that enough after what I said about Brad Allen. And for whatever it's worth, if it's still up with that nigga Brad Allen, actually, never mind. Let me not do it because I admitted to it too many times 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna just chill. Let me see if we have any other awards. Haley, what song would you like to close out to? No, you need to cure because this is our outro song. This is the last thing that they're gonna hear. Last thing that they're gonna remember.
Last one of the year.
Yeah, so pick wisely.
Oh yeah, because they tried to say my nigga got hemmed up, but actually he didn't.
Yeah, we played FDO already as an outro song. Choose something better. And I mean, the way he was talking on that song, they probably should have fucking took his ass right back to jail. That's the problem. Niggas think that they can just do whatever they.
Black man hating on another black man.
Oh, it's not anything to do about fucking hate, nigga. It's. like niggas talk like that on tracks, and then like you know what I'm saying, like expect not to go back to jail. Fuck them. That shit is song of the year though. I will say that.
I like it.
FDO.
Yeah. But we can pick another song.
No, that you say you don't. Okay, no problem. Convicted felon, Pooh Shiesty. It's a wrap, bro.
Great season. Amazing season.
Outstanding season. I will say once again, you guys are literally the greatest supporters in the world. Without y'all, there's no us. Without y'all, we wouldn't even continue to do this, I don't think, to be honest, because it's so taxing and there's so many things that go behind it. So without y'all, none of this shit is possible. Don't ever fucking put me on the timer again, bro. Don't ever do that shit again. I got it. I damn it got it. And yeah, there's nothing more for me to say, really. Can't wait for next season. Super excited to see or to show you guys what we have in store. Appreciate every second of support, every dollar that you guys have spent with us, every second of time that y'all have spent with us in all content aspects. It just means the world to us. So 100% thankful for you guys. Season 5 of 4 Panthers Fans Only is officially a wrap. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell notification on. Tap in with us on social media. And we will be back very, very soon, man. Enjoy this off season because next year we're going longer, deeper in the playoffs, and shit is just going to look a lot different. We might be getting fitted for Super Bowl rings, or maybe that's just delusional JJ yet again. What would you like to say?
I wouldn't hate it. Yeah, bittersweet year. A lot of up and downs, a lot of roller coaster rides, so to speak. But, I mean, this is the kind of dopamine you're looking for when you're tuning into the NFL season. So, very excited, very happy on what we accomplished as a team, as FPFO. Bring a lot of great content to you guys, and thank you guys for continuing to support, continuing to tap in with us. Definitely excited for what we have in store next year. So don't go anywhere. We're still going to be putting things out. You're still going to be getting some content from us. So continue to stay in the loop. And yeah, love you guys, and thank you for the support, and we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
In the bank, then when Fed got penitentiaries. Ordering Ferraris off a jail call on real rich. Make sure she cover my name up if you plan on keeping the bitch. I signed a deal and went to jail. They ain't even seen me pop my shit. I'm just not buying the chain.